Okay, so I wanted to just give you guys a quick look at my setup for today. Today I am doing a ton of holiday photos. I realized that I'm kind of behind the curve, so so I really wanted to get like all of my holiday photos done for today. And so what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to because I'm also taking advantage of the fact that outside is rainy. It's very overcast. There's a hurricane hitting Florida as we speak, or I guess it's a tropical storm. So I decided to take advantage of the cloudy day. But I just wanted to show you guys how I'm photographing things. I'll insert some clips of the finished photos so you can see how they turned out. But this is what it's looking like. So this is just a red card poster board that I'm using. That green area right there is just a box top that I had laying around my office. I just have some random ornaments in there, and then this is my stack of cards that I'm going to photograph. And then I also have two whiteboards. So this is one of those foam boards. It's just a project foam board, and that is actually a canvas. So I didn't have two of these. I had this empty canvas laying around, so I just ended up using that. And I do have one of my spotlights coming from this direction, because I notice when I do any type of window directional light, I always get a shadow on this side, the back side of the photos. So instead of having that shadow on the back side of my photos, I decided to just do a directional light, so that way I don't have that issue, and then it'll make my post editing a little bit more easy and less complicated to do, since we're dealing with like a lot of color this time. It's not just black and white. So that's what it's looking like right now. Again, so I have my poster board, my canvas, and you can use another poster board there. I just didn't have another one, but I have a poster board, so white, and then light. And basically what is happening is the light is bouncing off of the whiteboards from both directions. So it just makes things a little bit more even. That way when you have to go in and edit, it's a little less difficult to get everything balanced. And I'll just show you an aerial. So this is how the setup is looking, just so you can get an idea as to the composition. And like I said, I have a ton of cards here to be photographed. So that's what I'm doing today. And then I'll probably switch out this one and do a more colorful backdrop, because I do have some holiday cards that are very, very colorful. So for instance, I have some that are brighter like this. My Florida Santa. My rocking around the wine aisle could probably go with this one because of the pinks. My all wrapped up can also probably go with this one because the color palette is similar. And then we did have some new releases. Oh, I forgot to photograph these. Good thing I'm doing this. So one of our new releases is Christmas Crazy Lady. So this could probably also go with this grouping because the colors are kind of similar. And then this one says Let's Get Naughty. So I will probably do this one with my current setup. And then this was also a new release, so I don't have any photos of these. So I believe in the magic of the holidays and the magic of us. I'm also going to, since the colorway is green and red, I'm also going to put this in the current stack that I have there. And it really is just about making sure that, what was that? I just heard a noise. It really is about just making sure that I'm getting all of my photos, all of my cards photographed. So see this one, even though it has a more modern color scheme with the sun, I am going to put this one with the current stack because of the Santa hat. So that one's a little bit more traditional. And then, oh, I forgot about this one. Warm Wishes. This can actually go with the colorful one. It says, we wish you a Merry Christmas. So this one can also go with the bright. So let me just take out the bright ones. That way I know. And then what I'll also do is I'll show you how I stage things. How I come up with ideas to stage. The background. That one can probably go there too. And then I have some traditional ones. So this is a traditional one, but I'm going to go ahead and put it with the other ones that I currently have, green and red. And then this will go also. And then I could probably stick that one in there too. So these are my colorful. This is my colorful selection. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one after the fact. I'm going to finish this one because I just added more cards in there that were kind of hiding. So I'm going to go ahead and finish my green and red setup. And then we are going to get this one set up. And I'm going to show you how I lay things out, how I decide what looks good and what does not look good. And we'll go from there. Alrighty, see you guys soon. Okay, so now you guys are seeing my final holiday setup. This grouping, I try and group them by type. This grouping was a tropical grouping or a warm Christmas grouping. So as I take away the cards, you can see all the different elements that I have here. I have some envelopes on the left, some washi tape that I'm pulling up, some random ornaments that I've acquired over the years. And like I said before, that green box top that was just laying around my office. So all these are things that I have already had around the office and around my home. I didn't go out and purchase anything for this shoot in particular. And there's two different colorways that I work with. One is the traditional green and red, and the other is more on the modern side. It's very colorful. It's very fun. So lots of pinks, teals, blues. So in this next one, you're going to see that I am trying to kind of bring some of those colors into the backdrop. Again, this is another IKEA box top that's laying around my office. So when I'm thinking about the composition, I like to think of movement and I like to think of different angles. So the box top is on one angle. I'm putting the washi tape, a piece of the washi tape, I'm putting, angled away from the box. And so I always want to just think about elements that one makes sense to the composition, whatever you're shooting. So this is stationary, so we have all stationary items. And I just like to try and play around with it and move things around. And you're going to see that in the next clip. You're going to see that I'm starting to shoot. And I decided I didn't like this composition, so we redid it. So I decided that I did not like that composition. It was too many colors, too many different elements, too many different areas within the composition. You do want to keep it fairly simple because if there's too many things, it's going to be a little bit busy for your eye to look at. So I literally just went to my Christmas tree and took down some of my ornaments. We have like a mostly white Christmas tree. So I just went to my Christmas tree, took down some of the ornaments, and you're seeing me place them here. I just felt like the composition was a little bit more neutral with the white ornaments and with the with all of the different colors that I have, because the colorful cards have like teal and pink and yellow and all of these bright colors. So I felt that the envelopes were too bright, the pencil was too bright. You know, it was too many different elements, the washi tape on top of all of that. I just felt like it was a little bit more of a simple composition. You're seeing me back up my composition here because as I was shooting, the light was changing. And as I was shooting, the sun poked out from behind a cloud. So you're going to have to constantly be tweaking things. You're going to have to constantly be changing up your composition and reassessing with every card. I try and keep it relatively the same because I want everything to be easy to edit. So that's why you're seeing me back it up here. But in the next few clips, I am going to show you how I edited these photos and the final result. Okay, so we are in the home stretch of this photo shoot. We are going to be editing. I am using the Tune feature, which Tune allows you to brighten and darken a photo. You can change the contrast, you can change the highlights, the saturation, the shadows, all of that good stuff, all of the essentials for a good photo. So what I like to do when I first get into my app is I like to brighten a little bit. I try not to over brighten, and then I'll bump up the contrast and go from there. So what I'm doing here is I am cropping my photo down. I am going to be using this on Instagram, and I don't want you to be able to see all of the other aspects of the photo, like the tripod and my flooring and my rug. So I went ahead and just edited all of that out of the composition. So now you're seeing the final square that will go on Instagram. Again, just going to go in and use the selective feature. Selective allows you to brighten or darken or change the contrast of just one single area. I don't know how they do it, but they group areas of the photo that are similar together so that you only edit that one area. Right now I'm using the healing tool. I am just being a little bit picky here. I see a little spot on the composition that I don't like. That was probably something that was on the poster board when I took the photo. So I'm just editing it out. Healing takes surrounding areas and matches it to that particular area. So that's why you saw the scissors kind of duplicated, then you saw the ornament kind of duplicated. But you want to get as close to the spot as possible, and that will erase it. So now I'm just going in and making my shadows less harsh. So I'm using that selective feature. It is grouping together all of the shadows for me in that particular area. And I'm just, brightening them up just a smidge. You don't want to do too much. I've learned that the less you do, the better. I have had some very overexposed photos go up online, and I'm mortified when they're opened on a desktop because they don't look as great. So now I'm going in and doing all of my corners. Sometimes when you crop things down or when you take a photo, the corners are a little bit darker. So I just want to make sure that everything is as even as possible. There's no weird shadows because when I put this into my grid on Instagram, you want it to look even. You don't want a dark corner because when you put it around other items, around other photos, you're going to see it. Trust me, it's not going to look great. So I like to make sure everything is even. And I just want to go in and quickly tell you guys about this app. This is the Snapseed app. You can get it on your iPhone. I believe they have Android. I'm not sure. Double check. But it's a phone app. And, I actually use it on my iPad because that's how I roll. The iPad is a bigger screen. It's easier for me to get into details, and I can use my Apple Pencil. So that's how I usually edit photos. But I really love it because now I've already edited one photo. You saw I went in and got a new photo. You can pretty much copy and paste all of your settings from the previous edit and implement it on this new photo. So I really only have to edit everything once if my lighting stays consistent. I really only have to edit the photo once, and then I can copy paste all of the settings into the next photo. So that is exactly what I did here. Colorway wise, I would stick to one colorway if you're going to copy and paste. So I wouldn't copy and paste the same settings onto the red and green photos because it just wouldn't look right. It wouldn't translate. So that cuts your editing time down significantly. And I know other apps do this. I know Lightroom does this. I know other editing software does this. But to me, the Snapseed app is accessible. It's easy. Literally, you can do it on your phone if you want to. And you don't have to spend a ton of money. I know Lightroom has a free app as well, but you don't have to spend a ton of money to get it, like for instance, onto your desktop or something like that. The Snapseed is not available on desktop, but I'm fine using it on my iPad. It's effective and it works. So I'm going to keep doing that. But this is the Snapseed app. You can find it in your app store. And to me, it's just very user friendly. It's intuitive. And there's nothing here that you don't need. You know, like the extra buttons on Lightroom, it can be kind of confusing. There's a huge learning curve. I know I took a long time to figure out Lightroom, and I still don't feel like I can do as much on it, me personally, because I don't know it that well. You know, I still don't feel like I can do everything that I need to. The selective feature helps me out a ton on this app. I'm using it right now to try and get rid of that tripod shadow a little bit. It's just an intuitive app and I love it. So what I'm doing now is this photo is actually going to go on my website. So I definitely want to make sure that my whites are a little bit on the brighter side, since it is going to go on my slider on my home page. You're seeing the before photo versus the current. And I will drop these photos at the end so you can see exactly how I'm implementing each photo. And we took so many photos. You're not going to see every photo, but you will see the major ones that I am using right now, the ones that I'm getting ready for my holiday campaigns. And I don't know, I feel like I'm very happy with this outcome. I think it looks very editorial. I think that it's something similar to what you would see as an ad in a magazine. And I'm just overall very happy with it. I would even go so far as to say I would use these in one of my catalogs. You know, I would use this as a full page, either spread in my catalog or crop it down and make it into a single page spread. So I'm very happy with that. Just going to go ahead and export it and save everything and make sure everything is good to go. And then we're going to do one more photo. So this is the final photo that I'm going to show you what I'm editing. Again, I'm just using my edits from the last photo, which is, again, an amazing feature. So I'm using the edits from the last photo, and I am going to change things up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and make this into a square because this will also be for Instagram. And you just want to go ahead and cut out your tripod, all of the background, all that good stuff. And you're going to see how beautiful this looks once it's all said and done. See, I think that looks great. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite photos that we took. And so I'm going to go ahead and export that, and we are done. We are good to go. My battery is dying yet again, but I wanted to show you guys exactly how I set up backgrounds and exactly how I set up what I'm going to shoot for the day. I am going to charge my battery and come back to you guys to show you guys the rest of how the photos came up. But I'm pretty happy with the overall layout, and I'm excited that it looks good, and I'm excited that we got various design layouts done today. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you like this video, if it was helpful down below. If you like this type of comment, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you again for watching. Have a great day, guys. Bye.